Yes, I know that feeling. Does it feel like you're not making any tangible progress? I mean, with all of the work, the hard work, the smart work that you put, it feels like you're not seeing any headway. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luchi and this is Luchisjournal. So on this space we share everything self-development, self-growth, life issues in between and my journey as well. So if this sounds like your thing, please do stay, like this video, drop your comments in the comment section below, share this video, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll be notified on every of my posts, and I post every Friday. So today we'll be talking about why you feel like you are not making any progress. So without much further ado, let's just dive right into the video. Number one is your thoughts. It might just be all in your head. It might just be in your mind. So this is more or less the first why as to the reason behind your feelings as to why it looks like you're not making progress in what you're doing. It might all just be in your mind. I mean, you have sandwiched yourself in that feeling of, oh, I am not making progress, or I'm not seeing so much result in comparison maybe to others as to what you think you should be doing. So you need to step out of your head and be present in the day. Like, you need to step out of your head and be present for starters. Leave your mind, because most times when we get into our mind or when we dwell in our mind, we end up amplifying things that are either not there or making a little bit of negative look so large, and it will end up overwhelming you. Number two is comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. I know this is more or less easier said than done, because most often than not we catch ourselves comparing ourselves to others without knowing it. It happens to me sometimes that I try to wave it and try as much as I can to intentionally compare myself to who I was yesterday instead. Because when we do this, although the comparison thing can be a good thing if we use it as a means to learn or be encouraged by others, instead of comparing yourself, downplaying yourself and trying to wish or envision yourself to have what they have without trying to pay the price. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so this comparison of a thing, we all know, is a thief of joy. Comparing yourself with others either to seek validation or use it as a yardstick to measure your self-worth, it is something that you need to discard this year. So why for others it could be because they are trying to fill a void within, seeking external validations to make up for your own self-doubts. Yeah, that's what triggers most of this self-comparison most often than not. So it's a good time to address this your attention crave and be more confident in yourself, more confident in those little milestones that you have achieved. Yes, because you're doing a lot. You might not realize it, but when you take stock of the little things you've done, all of the things you've done, your little steps and everything, you'll be surprised at how far you've come. You'll be surprised at how much you've achieved, right? So as you can, to be confident in yourself while loving yourself even more. It is okay not to be good enough now, it is okay not to be good enough for the world standard. I mean, who even made the rules? I mean, one thing I know about what standards most often than not is that the standard change. So just make do. Be, as far as you are at peace at yourself and at peace with God, just keep doing the things that you are meant to do and just keep moving, just keep pushing. Given that you're taking one step at a time each day, you are progressing. So number three is being afraid of what people will say. Still this validation thingy. So instead of taking time to keep growing, building yourself for you and also approaching each step of the way, you're more concerned with what people will say. What will they think of me? What will the world think of me? Seeking the external validation without actually taking time to have an introspection with yourself to see how far you have gone, or what do you even think of you. What will you think of you? Because one thing about validation is that you can never get enough of it. You can never. It is like an addiction that when you start it, you'll be seeking validations from left, right, and center till you leave the earth. So it's better for you to first love yourself. When you love yourself, the validations from people would be more or less a bonus. So you won't rely so much on it. Be scared of what people will say. Stop caring so much about what people will say. what they will do or what they will think. Newsflash, people will always talk eventually. I mean, it's more or less a known saying that people will always talk no matter what you do. So just do you. As far as you're on the right track and you're pushing and moving, you're good. So stop being afraid of failing or the negative comments or the peer pressure, or what people would say. Do yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others and just live your life, because eventually everybody's story is different, everybody's path is different. You can't compare yourself or try to be on the lookout what people will say when they don't even know your story. They don't know you. I mean, they're not living your life. You're the one wearing the shoe, where it pinches or hurts the most. All right. So moving on, number 4, holding on to a fixed mindset. Yeah, so we have 2 kind of mindset. We have the fixed mindset, like the word fixed. It's fixed. It's not growing. It's just there, stagnant. It's not growing. It's not growing or doing anything great. While we have the growth mindset. The growth mindset is open to growing, literally. It's open to new things. It's open to learn, unlearn, fail, grow, and all of those things. So in our world today, it's either you're evolving or devolving. And when you're devolving, you're shrinking, you're dying, and people are going to leave you behind. So definitely, it's better that you go with the evolving group. So let's go of the fixed mindset. You don't have to be scared of change. Change is normal. Change is a constant thing. Tap into the power of growth mindset. If you find out, okay, that maybe you don't have this right time, there is nothing you can't learn. Because I don't think anyone is being born with growth mindset. So I think it's something that you learn, intentionally build along the line, alright? So intentionally push yourself to have a growth mindset, which I must say is more attractive. So number 5 is lack of self-awareness. This should have been number 1, right? Because when you're self-aware, you won't care about what people will say, because you know yourself, you control your thoughts, right? You won't have a fixed mindset. So this more or less like the foundation for the rest of them. So get to meet yourself. I feel like this one step that I hammer a lot on my channel. Self-awareness is the best thing. Like, if you're self-aware, you're like 50% good on most of life issues or self-growth or self-development. So it's a good time to actually be self-aware, have introspective thought, get to meet yourself, highlight your values and all of those things, and you'll be surprised at how far you've gone. Take out some time to actually highlight most of the things you've done. You'll be surprised at what you have achieved so far. Don't overlook those small wins that you have achieved while focusing on the big wins. Eventually, it is the small wins that will bring about the big wins. It's not to ignore personal growth. You can't stop growing. Growing is key to life. Growing makes life fun to be in. Growing makes life sweet to live in. Alright, so don't ignore personal growth don't ignore knowledge in all areas, emotional intelligence, mental health and the likes. Alright, but C is, which is more or less the last tip and a bonus point, is limited perspective. Always try as much as you can to diversify. Your perspective shouldn't be shrinked, shouldn't be limited to a particular place. So don't just shrink yourself to your growth, or don't shrink yourself to, or define your growth in just one area of your life. Let's say you're making progress in your relationship and your self-development, and maybe the money is not coming in finance. You start seeing yourself as a failure. No. There are different parts of your life that growth can come in. So when measuring these things, you shouldn't just be limited to one part of your life. Measure up with your career, measure up with your finance, measure up with your self-development, measure up with your knowledge, measure up with your health, measure up with your social bound, with your social life, your Christian life, because eventually when you take stock of all of these parts of your life, you realize that you've made a lot of growth. So your growth is not just limited to a particular part of your life. Don't be so focused maybe on finance that you forget other parts of your life, like your health, your emotions, your spiritual life and the likes, not considering the process, hell-bent on considering on being laser focused only on the results while losing track of the process. Alright, so progress is not always linear. It's a sense of awareness that definitely you would experience setbacks. Setbacks will come. Life is not as smooth or as rosy. If it were, a lot of people would have achieved things that they were meant to achieve so easily. There will be setbacks. There will be plateaus. You might see 2 steps forward and a step backward. Such is life. But there are always different areas and perspective of your life that you're seeing progress, but you're not taking cognizance of. right? These areas of your life that you have refused to acknowledge, maybe when you take some time to sit back and actually take stock, you will realize that you have actually done something good for yourself. So you might be seeing progress, like quick progress in your career, but a bit slow progress in your relationship. That doesn't mean you're not growing. You are growing. Actually, you're growing in one area. It's a big plus, it's a big win, right? So knowing fully well, okay, that you are putting effort in the one that seems to be lower, it will come up eventually, right? So progress is a personal philosophy to everyone and quite subjective. Progress is subjective. Just focus on your own unique journey. Celebrate your small wins while practicing self-compassion. Be compassionate to yourself. I mean, you're trying. You are trying to. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. You are trying. I mean, given the fact that you are showing up every day is a big plus on your path, is a big kudos on your path. All right, so don't be too hard on yourself. Be compassionate on yourself. Take care of yourself. Applaud yourself. Appreciate yourself for the effort you're putting in. So this little step-by-step consistent effort is going to eventually become a massive result that would shock you eventually. So just keep showing up, just keep being consistent. Cancel the negative thoughts, do away with the negative thoughts, align your thoughts properly, stop comparing yourself with people, be self-aware consciously, keep showing up, consistently putting your positive and your good foot forward, and before you know it, you're getting closer to your goal, right? So it's a good time to actually go back, take stock of your life generally, from your career to your finance, relationship, social network, spiritual life, health. You would be surprised at how far you have gone. Don't show your progress just based off of one part of your life. No, that's not fair on you. That's not fair on you, given the efforts that you have been putting forward. That is not fair. Alright. So this is practically all I have to say for today's video on why you feel like you are not making progress. If you have any other tips that you want to share with us that I didn't mention, like I said earlier, this is a platform where we learn from ourselves. So please do well to share some of those tips in the comments section below, and I'll definitely read each and every one of them. So please like this video if you haven't, drop your comment, share this video, subscribe if you haven't, please subscribe, please stay, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified on every of my videos. I post every Friday on this channel, Luchisjournal. My name is Luchi, so I'm going to be meeting you next time, and until then, please do take care of yourself.